Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to.
When and how did you become a Rotarian?
Well, I actually joined Rotary in 1999, but let me give you a background. I had a very close friend, and I like to give her the credit. Mrs. Ojini Olarere. She used to be Ojini Eneili. She was executive director for Access Bank. She was my very good friend, and she was very, very excited about Rotary. We used to do early morning jogs then 5 a.m. And by that 5 a.m. Ojini is, running all, telling you about Rotary. They've gone for a program. They've gone to, the services. She talked about Rotary so passionately. I don't remember her asking me to join, but I loved the way she loved Rotary. So on one occasion, I had reason to join her to a Rotary meeting. Coincidentally, I ran into people I knew, familiar faces. I ran into familiar faces, so it was easy. I felt it was an organization, and I asked questions, realized it was an organization for humanitarian services, and being somebody who loved to serve, being somebody who loved to give, being somebody who loved to make herself available to extend the services of humanity, I joined Rotary. Not necessarily asked to join. I was excited by the stories I heard, and I made myself available, and I became a Rotarian on the 20th of September 1999, and since then I've remained in Rotary unbroken. So I'm
Okay.
25. I'm 25 years in Rotary.
Since that 1999, when you came in contact with Rotary for the first time, what would you say has sustained your interest in the organization?
The global reach of Rotary. As a young girl, I had, I dreamt of Cinderella. I dreamt of, all those funny cartoon characters. I had wild dreams. And one of the dreams I had as a growing person was to be everywhere. And Rotary just gave me the opportunity to be everywhere. And when I mean everywhere, Azu, I'm not exaggerating. Rotary gives you an opportunity to be all over the world. I wanted to be a world citizen. I wanted to have friends, families beyond my immediate environment. I come from a very small family, a closely knitted family. And I wanted to have relatives that were not necessarily Igbo, they were not necessarily Nigerians, they were not necessarily black, and vice versa. So Rotary gave me that singular opportunity, and today I can proudly say that I have families and friends from virtually all parts of the world. That was my desire, that was my dream, and Rotary has fulfilled it.
What would you say has been the greatest thing that Rotary has done for you?
Rotary, I also used to think I was a bold person, but Rotary has actually increased my height. Increase my height in the sense that this business of doing good, it gives you guts like no other. There's a fulfillment that comes with it. There is a courage that comes with it, because you're doing something that is not personal. You're doing something that is selfless. There is this grace that comes with serving people that is outside yourself. It almost makes you, like the RI president will say, makes you feel like a magician. It makes you feel like a life giver. It makes you feel like, like an inventor. Rotary has given me a grace like no other, because here you are serving above self. Every time you set out on a Rotary program, on a Rotary activity, the interesting thing is that you are not doing it for yourself. Like I always tell people, Rotarians do what they do, not because they don't have needs. I just came out from a shop now, and I saw some of the things I liked, but I couldn't buy all of them. Not because I could not afford them, but I know that if I bought them the way I felt, I may not have extra to give to the next person around me. So Rotary gives you that opportunity to actually touch lives, change lives, and like our vision statement will say, there is no way you'll be changing people's lives and your own life will not be changed. Rotary has taught me goodness, and I intend to keep that goodness for the rest of my life.
Interesting. So, what would you have wanted Rotary to do for you that it has not done?
Nothing.
Okay. So,
Absolutely nothing.
what makes a good Rotarian?
A good Rotarian is kind, is compassionate, is honest, is is proactive. Because a good Rotarian should be able to see beyond yourself, look beyond yourself. A good Rotarian should be able to imagine a need even when others do not see it. A good Rotarian doesn't just think about himself or herself. I mean, like I tell people when I pass through the roads, and I see people scavenging, my driver will tell you that I shed tears. I see people scavenging, and when I know that they're scavenging the dustbins for food, I cringe. So a good Rotarian cannot pass through where you have such needs and you don't have goosebumps, or you don't think your sensibility doesn't wake up to like, how can I make things better? How can I provide? How can I turn things around so that this guy, when I pass through here again, he will not be scavenging. He will have a better food. He will have better access to whatever he's picking from the dustbin. A good Rotarian has a milk of kindness, total milk of kindness. A good Rotarian, of course, because the association is an association for yourself. It's an association you are in. It's not a social club. It's a service club. So you are in the association not for yourself, not for people. So what it means is that at every point in time, you are not thinking about yourself. You're thinking about other people and how to make their lives better. That's the
Okay. So,
mark of good Rotarians.
okay? What makes a good Rotary club?
Now, a good Rotary club first must be a club that attracts good membership of good Rotarians, the same good Rotarians you're talking about. They must be able to do service projects. Service projects is those projects we do around, because, like I say, it's not a social club. When we're in the Rotary, you're looking out for projects that will make the lives of your immediate environment or extended environment better. So a good Rotary club must be able to raise members, do projects, service projects that change the environment, donate to the Rotary Foundation. Of course, Rotary Foundation, which is my favorite foundation, is the vehicle, is the engine of the Rotary. The Rotary International is like a vehicle, but the Rotary Foundation is the engine inside the vehicle. And of course, you know that the vehicle is nothing. Imagine your car without an engine. It's just like a facade. It's just like an icing, an icing without the cake. So a good Rotary club, beyond raising membership, doing their projects, must be able to donate to the Rotary Foundation, and of course, ensure that its services goes beyond the club level. Of course, we have the clubs, we have the districts. Before we go to the regional, then the Rotary International. So a good Rotary club must be able to groom their members to be able to serve beyond the club. When you start serving beyond the club, you start extending your tentacles, you start doing things beyond your immediate environment, and that makes an effective club.
Okay.
And a good Rotarian, an effective Rotarian, would definitely yield an effective club.